Hey, good morning, Jacques. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. I'm talking to Garth Brooks.
Entering his second year as the LSU head football coach.
It was the only way I could get a foot in the door.
Joined by the icon, Kim Mulkey. Hey, Coach, great to see you.
All right, joining us now is a regular here at Channel 9, certainly one of the most popular players in LSU football history and still a record holder for the most yards ever passing in a single game, Rohan Davey.
What's up?
Good to see you. There you're doing the political shaking of the hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Pleasure, man.
How's everything with you?
No complaints from me, dog. No complaints from me. Kids doing good, family doing good, wife doing good, everybody good. No complaints out of me. Just got to make more money. That's all.
Well, you look a little tired. You okay?
Nah, I'm good. I just woke up with the sniffles this morning, but nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you're juggling a lot of balls there in the air, so
Yeah.
doing a lot of different stuff. So at LSU, they are undefeated. They had, before the year started, we looked at their schedule. We said they got to go to Clemson. They got Florida as the SEC opener. Some people said if they're not careful, they could be 1-2. They've won them all. It's just the way they've done it that maybe is surprising to some people. The defense is playing incredible, and the offense is not living up to expectations so far.
Yeah, in football you got three phases, and we all know what they are. And the defense and the special teams have been really, really good since the beginning of the season against Clemson. And the offense, I mean, in the Clemson game, it was just seeing them for the first time. So it didn't really, you won the football game, top whatever matchup. And so you come out of that game thinking, okay, Clemson had a decent defense. Scoring that little of a point is fine. But now you come into the second week and the third week, and you see the innate ability of the offense to just get going, And listen, coming into the season, you got a Heisman Trophy candidate. You got, a track team at wide receiver. The guys that we brought in with the speed, the incredible skill set that each one of these guys bring to the table. And right now, we're just waiting for it to come together.
Yeah.
Nuss hasn't been playing the best over the last couple weeks and we found out now that he did have an injury to his torso or oblique or whatever it is. And, I suspected the same thing, Jock, especially on that when they played and he tried to hit that go route to Brown down the left sideline. It was underthrown. I counted it. I think it was a 33-yard pass from where Brown was, and it ended up falling about 7-8 yards short. And that, to me, is a guy that either the injury had just happened at that point or it happened early on.
Kelly said it happened in camp.
In camp. Okay,
yeah,
well,
said it happened in camp. So, everyone's talking about that throw. Barry and Brown was wide open, and we know Garrett Nussmeier has arm strength. He's not a noodle arm.
Correct.
So I remember the pass, and kind of like, man, that thing's hanging up in the air. It's underthrown. It's to the inside.
Yeah.
And it got deflected and intercepted. And I kind of make the parallel at the end of Drew Brees' career. He was still a very good quarterback, but defenses are like, hey, if he can't throw it 40 or 50 yards, we're going to inch up.
That's right.
So there's a debate. Should they sit him? Like, on one hand, I'm saying Southeastern, the offense kind of needs to go out and score like 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you would like to see. You would like to see a good showing going into this. And I don't think you sit him, because if that was the case and you wanted to sit him, then that means the injury is just that bad and it hasn't gotten any better. But to hear them say it's getting better, then no, you don't want to sit him. I want to see him do exactly what you just said. I want to see the offense come out first 5 possessions, score 5 touchdowns or whatever it is, and just get in sync a little bit and then get him out the game. Because you want a good showing from him and from that offense, just from the confidence standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, the last couple weeks, they've been beat down while having no confidence. And you can see it just how they move and their demeanor and everything offensively. They're not there right now. And when you, as an offense, you expect it to be this and be that, it could turn into internal combustion amongst the offensive guys. You know what I mean? So you want to go out and have a good showing this week and get the confidence back in everybody, not just the wide receivers and the quarterback, but the confidence in the defense for the offense as well. So it's a big week, I think, man. I think it's a big week just for those guys to get back on track. And you don't have to be perfect, but you have to show and what is OC name?
Joe Sloan.
Coach Sloan has to go back to showing the confidence that he has in them.
Yeah.
That has lacked the last couple of weeks too.
Yeah. Well, Brian Kelly, I asked Coach Kelly about Joe Sloan because certainly there's been a lot of criticism
He's not happy
about him. And Kelly says he's calling the game that I'm telling him to call. He's tapping the brakes and playing to the defense. And what's the old meme? Why not both? Like, why can't we play outstanding defense and score a lot of points?
Yeah.
I mean, they were 3 and out the first 3 times they touched the ball against Florida.
Yeah, I don't think that's the plan.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? And when he says that, it makes me think that he's pulling the reins back from Coach Sloan, probably taking over some of the play calling, probably vetoing some of the calls that Coach Sloan may want to make. So, I mean, Coach Kelly's known for being an offensive guy. That's his niche. So I don't know if now, because of what's going on with the offense. But listen, bro, if you know that the quarterback's injured, you know what I mean, and that's a certain way that you want to play to get through the game. So I guess that's why Coach Kelly was saying, well, this is how we have to play. This is how we have to play right now. We won the game. So it makes sense that he was so upset because he knew about the injury and he understands that this is how we got to go out and win. But, the thing for me, even with the injury, is a lot more than just arm talent, you not being able to push the ball down the field. Because at the same time, the accuracy has still been off. The footwork has still been off.
You said the other day to Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff, he needs to anchor his base in the pocket.
Everything with him is, and it works out fine when your torso's not hurt. He's backing up and he'd be able to flip the ball like he usually does. We've seen over the last 2 years. But now there's no anchor. His base is consistently moving. And with your torso injury or oblique injury or whatever it is that he has, and now you have to open up and let that ball go, you can't do it. You can't do it backing up. You're not getting the same on the football. Even on the touchdown pass that he threw to Savion on the post route, you can see on that play there's just no pop coming off of the football. And that's why another reason is because I seen this kid throw in the offseason. And it was flying off his hands. Yeah. And to see him come out and just a simple, I think it was like an 18-yard pass, and not being able to flip your wrist and let it go the way I usually see him do it, I don't know how long or what percentage he is as far as the injury, but it makes a lot of sense now that they come out and say that because everything has been pointing to that. Even with Coach Kelly, going off in the press conference and even, not wanting to answer questions about the offense, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, well, and he disclosed the injury on his own. He volunteered that information. I'm the one that asked about Nussmeier's mechanics. Does he need to get back to it? And he goes, well, look, I didn't know if I was going to tell you guys this or not, but he's been dealing with the torso injury. So there's been some debate about should he have even shared that information or not. Is he sharing that information because he knows maybe some people are critical of Nussmeier and the way he's playing, and hey, cut him some slack. And then on top of that, the running game is not giving him what he needs either.
No.
I mean, they still cannot on 3rd and 1 turn around, hand the ball off to a running back and get a yard.
Right. It's a tailback. It's a wide receiver now, or another wide receiver with Anderson and Savion. That's the biggest part of their run game now, and they threw Juwan in the mix, I think, because he could pick up the blitz. I think he does a good job there, but the ability not to be able to run the football with your running back, I don't think that coming into the season that was going to be an issue for us. Now, losing our center that you brought in to anchor that offensive line hurts, but it shouldn't hurt you like that against La Tech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still should be able to plug and play and should be able to have some semblance of a running game. And that's going to help Nuss. I mean, we all know the best friend for a running back, for a quarterback is the running back. But it seems like, because I listened to his press conference and I hear him not throw Sloan under the bus, but halfway throw him
This is the post-game press conference or the Monday press conference?
The post-game press conference. And you hear him say, well, we need to do this more on offense. We need to do this on offense and do this and do that. But, I mean, dude, if you're still trying to build your offensive line and see where the continuity is coming from there, that's the other thing that's going. It's a lot of moving parts they have going. And I actually think the line played actually pretty good in the last football game. I thought there was going to be a liability going into it, but they weren't. And Nuss just doesn't trust that right now, the pass protection, because you see him, his eyes are all over the place, feet are consistently moving, and even when there is no rush, he's getting out of the pocket. He's getting out of there with the happy feet. This week is one of them weeks where you go back, Jock, you evaluate, and you put plays out there. You have him more involved in selecting what he wants to play, what he wants to run. You make him be a very much part of it, because this is the last cupcake. This is the last rental win for a while.
Yeah.
And now you're getting ready to go through this gauntlet after Southeastern. So there's no time to say, okay, we're going to get on track against Ole Miss. We're going to get on track against A&M, Arkansas, whoever it may be. No. Let's come out, focal point on Southeastern, get you 4 or 5 touchdowns, and get them out the game.
Yeah. This is the easiest game on your schedule. I mean, no offense to Southeastern and Frank Selfo, who's done a great job. I mean, they are a very good FCS program, but I can't even find a point spread on the game. I don't think they put them out when a team like is playing an FCS school.
No.
But yeah, to your point the other day, they're playing Louisiana Tech as LSU. They've got their first team offense in the game. They're first and goal late in the game at the 5, and they can't punch it in. They're kicking an 18-yard field goal. That's not what it's supposed to be.
No.
And, I think Kelly, part of his post-game tirade was to maybe defend his team, speak to his team, try to fire him up. I mean, they did break one run by Durham late in the game, but I think through 3 quarters they were 13 carries, 52 yards in the rushing attack. And so I'm not going to say anything bad about the guys they've got in the room, but it just feels like that running back room is lacking. They don't have – I mean, you can't have a Leonard Fournette every year, a Darius Geis, LeBrandon Tofield, He was pretty good on 3rd and 1, right?
Yeah.
So, Caden Durham's very good, but
the thing is, though, man, it's like these backs didn't just become bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't just come bad. You can't pick up 1 yard, 2 yards in a running game. It's more than just your running back. It's whether it's scheme, whether it's blocking assignments, and then the backs. But it's not just the running back not being able to see that hole, hit that hole, and pick up 1 or 2 yards. It goes into the whole conceptual plan of the play, who you have blocking the play, when did you call the play, what defense you ran this play into. So, you got highly touted guys in the running back room. You got guys that last year everyone was excited about Durham. Mm-hmm. And then coming into this year, they was excited about him. Guys were excited about the young freshman. That was the number 1 running back in the country.
Harlan Berry.
They was excited about him. He didn't just not know how to run the ball. The kid that was at Liberty.
He's the one that's been missing. They haven't used him at all.
Well, I think part of the problem with him is pass protection. Right? That's what hurts most of these backs all the time, is not being able to pick up the blitz. And if you can't pick up the blitz as a running back, you can't play.
Yeah.
Because now they know, okay, when you're in the game, you're just strictly here to run the football. They know you're coming in, you're not a pass blocker. So coaches know that. So I think that's the biggest thing that's really slowing that kid down.
Well, he's 235 pounds. I mean, it's not like he's.
Yeah, it's mental though. You know? Physically, of course, he could do it. He came in, was a freak, but mentally, in different formations, different blitzes, different looks, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Derry Beckwith on the show, you were talking about locker room and all that. I guess he was halfway joking, halfway serious. He said, we'd be fighting in the locker room after that interception Nuss threw the other night. It's not a decision a fifth-year senior makes.
No, that was the surprising part. And that's what I'm talking about with him. It's also decision-making. It's not just the fact that, you're injured. You can still make good decisions with the football. And I agree with you on that, bro. Like, you've played too much football to know that you can't do that.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was like, to
It's
hell
very
with it.
nonchalant.
Yeah, it was
like
it was,
he just kind of halfway jogging and then just kind of flicked it. It was
almost like the guy was standing there by himself and he saw him last minute, but he wasn't standing there by himself. It's almost like in his avatar world, that guy was open, standing by himself, and no one was around. And he just, let me get it to him. But there were a whole team over there.
Yeah.
And,
there was a flag thrown too. Like, did he not see the flag, or did he think the flag was?
Well,
against Florida,
because you don't think about that as a quarterback once you've broken and run out of the pocket. It's different if you were inside the pocket and you saw a guy jump and the ball was snapped. Then you're like, oh hell, I'm gonna have a free play. But no, when I'm outside the pocket, I'm not looking at no flag, thinking about what that flag could be while I'm trying to make a play with the football in my hand. So he definitely wasn't thinking that. It was just a bonehead play.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have brain farts, and I think he had a big brain fart right there.
It stunk.
Yeah, big time.
So the flag you typically see is a guy jumping off sides, maybe snap. Okay, now I got a free play. Let me chunk this thing deep. Those are the ones. Those are the
Correct.
ones.
Not one where you rolling outside the pocket and I mean, you may see a ref throw a flag or whatever. I have never, but he might have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not thinking this flag is on them.
Right.
Let me just throw it up.
It's moving a little fast.
Yes.
To be thinking all that.
Yes.
And this isn't pile up on Garrett Nussmeier, but somebody tells me, like, I can't get away from Garrett Nussmeier. He's in Gordon McKernan commercials. He's in Raising Cane's commercials. He's in Our Lady of the Lake commercial. Yeah, I mean, all of us would probably do exactly the same thing.
Of course, good for him.
That was a big thing. He got a first-round grade, I believe, last year. He could have gone pro and made a lot of money, but I think I don't know what he's making. Somebody told me he's making over $1 million on the NIL this year.
That's what they say.
Making that much.
Good for him, and he should be. He should be at least making $1 million.
Well, he's the most important guy on the team.
Yeah, and I mean, he's done it last year. Stood by, bided his time. Played well last year. Great expectations coming into the season. I mean, he deserves every single NIL, every commercial, everything he's on. He deserves it.
Yeah.
The problem with it is, when you're not performing, because now it's like you're a pro. These guys are pros basically. Yeah. So now you criticize them a little bit different because they're getting money now.
Yeah.
So it's like you're an amateur, but you're not really an amateur.
And all those commercials might have taken him an hour or 2 hours to shoot, and it's over with and it's done. But the commercial plays over and over, and for some people, They think he's in line at Raising Cane's at that moment with Arch Manning and the Mannings and Todd sitting in the back seat. I need to hang out with linemen.
Right.
But
get you some.
It's different. But Jerry DiNardo was your coach, remember? And they win the first few years, and then he opens a restaurant, and then he starts doing the Ford truck commercials, and then you guys aren't winning as many games, and then that reflects poorly. So LSU's won all their games. Garrett Nussmeier has led them to victory as their quarterback.
And that's the good part. That's the plus of it all, is that offensively we're not playing up to our capabilities, but we're still winning football games. Mm-hmm. But the reason why we harping so much on the offense is because it's a bigger picture. The picture is not for you to go 8-4 or 9-2 or 10 whatever it may be. Your whole goal and objective is to get into this playoff and to make a run at the national championship. And we know that from being here, and it doesn't seem like Coach Kelly knew that the way he went off in the press conference, but expectations are that. And when you see a phase of the football team not playing well, not playing good complementary football to the special teams and the defense, you get worried because now you're in the SEC and you're going to have these games where we're going to need offense to score points. Yeah. We're going to need offense to keep the defense off the football field. We're going to need to get in a rhythm at some point, and it just seems like it's taking a little bit longer than normal.
I actually think that part of the reason why he is going off is that he's feeling the pressure, and he knows that if they've got to make a playoff this year, and he knows that next year Nussmeier's going to be gone, and a lot of these guys are going to be gone.
I agree.
And in the schedule next year, they could have Georgia on there and Texas. And
I totally agree. This is your time.
Next year at this time, he wants to be saying, "Well, I made the playoff last year, so give me." if you don't make it, and you're in year 5.
I mean, then when you come out and say, "I have the best roster money could buy," I got the best roster that I've signed. Right, so you got the recruits, you got the transfer portal, you got all these guys that's come in. This is your best roster. Like you said this over and over and over again. So you've put the pressure on yourself when you come out and say these things. So we want to see it. We want to see everything that you've been talking about in the off season coming into this season, and that's I agree with you. I definitely think that he's feeling the pressure of this year and getting it done.
Well, at the end of last year, they had the 3-game losing streak, and then even when they beat Vanderbilt and Oklahoma, he was still pretty salty in these post-game press conferences. No soundbite being bigger than after Oklahoma, we're taking receipts and we'll see you at the national championship. And I still don't know why he said that. The old politician, under promise, over deliver.
That's
why
right.
would you say we're taking? Now look, if they make it, they'll be circling back. Remember when he said this, and he'll be a legend. But I just don't know why he said that. He's been very emotional in some of these post-game press.
I was just about to say that. He's a very emotional guy. And that's what I've seen from him since he's gotten here. But also, I don't think that Coach Kelly fully gets it sometimes when we talk about playing in this conference. And I know he's been in the conference now for, 3 years?
This is fourth year.
Fourth year in the conference. And being down here in Louisiana, being down here in SEC country, I think sometimes he loses sight of you're not in that conference that you were in anymore. And the expectations
he wasn't
down
in a conference.
Here is different. Well, there you go. And the expectations down here are different. And it doesn't matter what you did last year.
Yeah.
It's all about this year. So when he says you guys are spoiled, yeah. And we want to keep being spoiled. Yeah. What happens when you have a child and that child is spoiled, and then you take him out in public and he embarrass you, right? Or she embarrass you. She goes crazy in the grocery store because she can't get a toy or her candy or whatever it may be. And you can't do it now, but back in the day, my mom used to grab me and get your mind right. That's what happens in this conference when you're not on your A game. Them teams that come in here and you think that, because I got the best roster, I'm going to just roll it out. Nah. Yeah. You're now that child in the grocery store that's whining and panting for candy, and they come in here and they slap you up and beat you. And now your hopes start dwindling. You lose one. Now your hopes start dwindling. You know what I mean? So it's that type of thing that we know, we know from being down here that can happen.
Yeah, I think he learned that his first year when they beat Alabama on the 2-point conversion, and they beat the mighty Alabama and Nick Saban. The next week they go to Arkansas in the freezing cold against a team that's going nowhere fast, and they were lucky to get out of there alive, 13-10, thanks to Harold Perkins sacking the quarterback all those times. So so after Southeastern, it's to Ole Miss. It's an open date. It's South Carolina at home. It's at Vanderbilt, who's not the Vanderbilt you knew.
No.
When you were here.
I wish they were playing the Vanderbilt I knew.
Yeah.
This Vanderbilt with Pavia, that's his name.
Diego Pavia, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if he had a couple more inches on him, we'll be talking about him with a first-round grade. Mm-hmm. The way he inspires and play. And this year, he's even playing with a little bit better from the pocket and playing with a lot more accuracy. So Vanderbilt isn't a cupcake either. There's no cupcakes, man.
Right. Well, that's what Gordy Rush was here the other day. He said the days of the 12-0 Alabama are gone, and the days of the 3-9 Vanderbilt are gone. Everybody is pretty solid.
NIL and transfer portal has definitely even out the game.
Yeah. Let's talk the defensive side of the ball. So Blake Baker, rising star. Now you got to worry about him becoming a head coach. That's That's what he wants
That's
to
the
be.
goal. That's right.
His wife played soccer here. They love it here.
Yeah.
But if somebody says, "Hey, Blake, $5 million to be our head coach,"
I'm gone.
Yeah, So,
and that's what he wants to do. Sloan as well. He wants to be a head coach. All these guys have aspirations to be a head coach. What I love about Blake is how the defense has totally taken on his personality, his swagger, his personality. Everything. You see it in the emotion that they play it. And the other thing, man, I knew about him, but it's really, really nice to see, is that he's a fantastic coach. Those guys are well coached, starting in the back with Corey Raymond and those boys. And Blake has, think about it. The Weeks boys, one get thrown out, the other one gets injured. They replace him, you put in backups. And it's absolutely didn't skip a beat. I was thinking, well, maybe we're not going to pressure as much. Maybe we're going to be a little bit more vanilla because we don't have, I call them the W3s, the weak boys. Those guys play with such a love for the game, man, and a love for their teammates. It's infectious. And that's the difference to me. Now, defense, you could be a little bit more loosey-goosey, of course. But that's the difference to me, what you don't see on the offensive side. You don't see that, especially lately. You don't see that fire. You don't see that vigor. You don't see that enthusiasm to come out there, run on the field and play. They just walk out the huddle. Body language means so much. And defensively, man, being that Blake is their head coach, their DC, they've taken on everything of his. And they're so well coached. You see guys, when they throw side adjusts, when they bring that pressure and throw the side adjust to whether it's a slant or back out the backfield, they tackle. They're on the ground. Guys aren't out of place. They're solid, knowing where the pressure is coming from. They know where they can be hurt at, and they protect it. So, listen, I wish if they had this defense, Jaden Daniels, we had another chip. For real.
And the safeties, you got your guy from Denham Springs, Deshaun Spears. He plays 9 plays and picks off 2 passes and picks 6.
Is that all he played with 9 plays?
I believe so. That's what they're saying. We got all these national honors, and this week played 9. He played 9 snaps and picked two passes. And the A.J. Halsey and
Halsey's pick was impressive.
Yeah,
it was impressive, and he's been close thus far this year. He has a really good. He pattern reads really well. Like his IQ is really, really high. I was very, very impressed by him over the last couple of weeks. That pick was impressive. He saw the route combination and drove on it immediately. He got good instincts.
Well, yeah, Jack Hunt was sitting here before the season and said,
Jack Hunt,
the last safety on the 2003 National Championship team, said, we've had some athletes back there, but their instincts have been awful, like in previous years. They just wrong place at the wrong time and all that. Now you got some veterans back there who know what they're doing, and makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Your last line of defense. Harold Perkins, it appears, finally got him in the right spot. He's healthy. These guys bounce back from knee injuries remarkably well, and
you ain't lying.
He's flying around.
No, they look good, man. I think that having them weak boys really takes some of the pressure off of Perk. Not having to make all the calls, all the adjustment, but just line up and they be able to use them like a jack of all trades, moving them around to their strength. But listen, I think there was one bus, or it might be 2 busts I've seen this year out the defense.
Yeah.
The one last week in Florida, and then there was another one.
The one that they got the holding penalty on.
Yeah, the 87-yard whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was one the previous week too. But listen,
Louisiana Tech, the last second, the shutout.
Correct.
They lost the shutout.
Correct. Coming from they brought the blitz off the right side. Both the corner and the star came, and nobody came over the top. Yeah, those are the only 2, man, that I've seen thus far this year. And it's just, listen, when you're used to seeing guys just running free all over the place over the last few years, I'll take.
Yeah,
those
Clemson
2.
scored 1 touchdown. Tech scored 1, and Florida scored 1. They've given up 3. 3 touchdowns.
And they scored their own with Deshaun running it back last week, and 20 points away. So it's the defense, bro, is national championship caliber.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. The special teams, national championship caliber. No doubt about it. You got great returners. You got great. And listen, I'm not even a big fan of kickers. Okay, I'm not. My favorite kicker, I always say, it was Adam Vinatieri and the great Donnie Jones.
Punter, yeah.
Yeah, my boy. Other than that, and I haven't been a real fan of kickers, but these punter and Ramos, that's his name, Ramos.
Damian Ramos.
Yes, those two, I take my hat off to them. I had to because they saved our behind last game, especially the punter flipping the field. Yeah. I mean, he was fabulous. And I'm going to tell you now, they talking about who to get a game ball to and all this. If you're giving a game ball to the kicker and the punter, that means offensively you're not doing too much. You know what I mean? But that's also a phase of the game that we don't think about. But that phase of the game with our offense not hitting their stride nowhere near yet, has them in defense have been what's been winning us these football games early in the season.
Grant Chadwick is the punter. I think
Chadwick.
They got him from Middle Tennessee, I think.
Chadwick. Goodness gracious.
Chadwick, the punter. Punt in front of 102,000 as opposed to 15,000 in the past. It's you could say it's the same thing, but it's not. A little bit different. All right, well, we're just about done here for this chat. I want to say too, as a quarterback, I was impressed with DJ Lagway, how after the game, he showed up for his post-game press conference, because after a game like that, there are plenty of guys like, I don't want to see anybody, I don't want to talk to anybody, I'm out of here, throw my helmet, and then I'm on the bus. But A, he showed up, and B, he's very calm, courteous, answered all the questions. So he seems like a pretty mature kid.
Well, the thing about it is this. Lagway was injured the whole offseason. Lagway hasn't had any time with that group. You know what I mean? He just started practicing for the beginning of the season, I think like a couple weeks before the season started, because he was injured. He didn't have any offseason, no time. All he did was sit on his behind and try to rehab and do what they asked him to do. So he had no time on the field. So I'm glad we caught him at this point in the season. I think you're going to see the best, well, if they have a chance. They're talking about firing a coach and all this other stuff. But I think Lagway's best games are, in front of him, because he didn't have any time to improve in the passing game. He had no time in the offseason to get that in. And that's where you want to see a first-year quarterback. I expect him to be a lot better going into the second year, but he hasn't had any time with the guys to even try to prepare to get better. Yeah. So I'm glad we caught him early.
Yeah. And some recent news, Jabbar Jalouk, former LSU assistant, was suspended 3 games for slapping an LSU player in the pregame skirmishes.
For real?
Yeah, it came out yesterday. There's some video online. I was looking to see. Apparently, he slapped Joel Rogers, the young man.
He slapped him on purpose?
From West Feliciana.
I know Joel.
Yeah. Joel? Jabbar or Joel?
No, I know Joel.
Yeah.
I know Jalouk too. I know both of them. But, Joel played in our youth organization. He played on our 7-on-7 team. So did Deshaun Spears.
Yeah. So,
but I didn't see that with Jalouk. He can't be doing that.
Yeah, as an adult, right?
Does it show him like?
Believe so.
Like, is it like that, or is it?
Well,
he trying to stop him or something?
No, I think it's
he's slapping.
I think it's kind of a skirmish starts, and I think your boy Pyburn in there. The guy looks like he's from Marvel Comics. Jack Pyburn with the hair and the jaw. The guy from Florida, 44. Pyburn. They put him on the billboards before the LSU Florida game because he played for Florida. All right. Well, the great Rohan Davey. Good seeing you. Thanks for coming down. We'll talk some more football as the year moves on.
Man. We're going to get better. We winning, so that's good.
You know what, Rohan? You're spoiled. That's what you are. You're spoiled. What do you want from me?
I am spoiled. That's what they should tell. We are spoiled. We're spoiled by winning. We've had 3 coaches, 3 chips. You're the 4th one. Get the chip.
You just want to micromanage everything, Rohan.
You want to micromanage. No,
you want to beat Florida 70-0, Rohan?
Yes. 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 We know it's not realistic, but yes, we do.
That's the goal.
And when your defense scores a touchdown and you get 5 picks, you don't expect the game. You expect the game to be out of hand.
I felt like Florida was begging, blow us out,
Right.
please blow us out, and they couldn't do it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it was tough. All right, well, a win's a win, and they're 3-0. So we'll keep talking about LSU football. For Rohan Davey, I'm Jacques Doucet. We'll see you later.